Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be working on a journal page, and to be exact, it's a journal page for a group, the deconstructive art journal pages. I've joined recently and I'm really excited about doing this. I never did the one that they do on Crazy Island Family because I'm part of the group, and because I was worried that I wouldn't, get them out in time and everything. I know myself, so there you go. But doing pages at a time, and it it's different. It's I think this is something that I can accomplish, and so I'm working on this, and I'm using the prompts that we have on my group, International Crafters, with Eileen McInnes, Nikki Parr, and Annie Marie Collins, and so it's actually for both groups. Let's say instead of doing it in my art journal, I'm going to be doing a separate page and showing you a technique. So what I've done up until now is I got a jelly print, and I love this jelly print because it looks kind of blurry the way it came out. Nice springy colors. And I started gluing some tissue paper that Nikki Parr sent me yesterday. Something was wrapped in it, and it has these really cool butterflies. And one of our prompts is butterflies. And so then after that, I got this stamp here, which I made myself. It's from a die cut, a steel die cut, and I cut the foam that Nancy Vastine sent me, and it works. I got this idea from Post Spice, I think her name is. Thank you, sweetie. So up until there, yeah, and then I just stamped a couple of more things, some words and everything. Now what I do want to show you is that I want to do something different in this art journal, and I'll be using all kinds of embossing powders today, all different colors. They're all from Ranger, and I got turquoise, mint green, candy pink, lemon yellow, and orange sherbet, some clear, and I'll be using my stamps, my butterfly stamps. And I have this dauber here that I will be using. It's an embossing dauber instead of using the pad, so that way I can, put it wherever I want to. I'm going to get a sheet of paper here ready, fold it in half. So I'm positive I got the right size, because I'm famous for that. I'll listen to a video even 3-4 times and not click on. I did it 8 by 8. Let's hope it's that. If not, I'm going to have to do it again, but that's okay. So what I'm going to start doing is get my dauber and just, I don't know why it's, oh, you know why, because I was opening the embossing, some of the embossing powders were still closed, and I'm feeling the powder on top of it. So I'm just going to, see if it's coming out, yeah. Just daub a little area here. Okay, and I'll start with the clear. Okay. Now, I'm just going to set this to the side. I'm not going to put it in the jar because I can be using it. Well, actually, no, I better put it in the jar. That way I can just spread it over again. So this is going to take a little bit. We're just going to have to keep on, and hopefully this gun is going to melt my embossing powder. This gun does not melt my ultra thick embossing powder, and I have to use this big one that I have that I bought to do furniture with, and it does take a while, yeah. So what I'm going to keep on doing right now is just you see that's melted already. I am going to grab the paper again and just keep on pouring it over. I want to start getting a nice thick, yeah, that didn't work out. It cooled off right away. I think I'm going to have to use, look at what I just did, you guys. Yay me. I think I'm going to have to use the thick embossing powder, Take that plastic away. You know what, I'm going to keep this under here so I can work fast with the embossing powder. Yeah, I think we're going to have to change plans, you guys, because I don't think that this, it's a fine embossing powder, so, you know, it's going to take a lot of time to start building up the layers. So I think I'm going to have to take out my big gun and do it with the ultra thick. Yeah, okay. Because I don't think it's getting anywhere. So, sorry you guys. Well, it's a lesson to be learned. So, it is true. You do have to use the thick embossing powder. I did want to try it with this fine, but obviously it's not going to be. So, just a second while I change my gun here. I have to be really careful with this gun because it's so potent. That, see, it's a Black & Decker. It's so potent that, you know, it really, but I can't melt my thick embossing powder with that gun. It won't melt. It takes ages, and then at the end it doesn't even do it. So this is dry. I'm gonna get my thick one, which I have right here. And you know, I think this one is actually, let me see if I have one open. I always have extra embossing powder because when I start making beads, I use a lot. Yeah, this one is all I can do. So I'm gonna spread this over again. And this way I can just, with the spoon, pop it in. Now I'm going to be doing this always a few times. This one goes really fast. Once it starts heating up, it goes pretty fast. I probably will go back to the other one to use these other embossing powders. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm just pouring more embossing powder on the spot. I want to get this nice and thick. I learned this technique. I think it's, oh, what's her name? Raquel 33, and then I saw Fiona doing it on Jennings 66, I think she is. You want a nice thick layer. I'm going to do it again. And again. Okay, for now I'm going to stop and I'm going to open up all my little jars here because I'm just going to pick them with my finger. I'm not going to be spreading it over. Put these tops all over there. Rainbow of colors. Okay. So I'm going to be very careful here not to blow near the jars that are all open. And I'm going to start just spreading it. And you can see it moving around. Okay, I want that to cool off just a bit for now because I don't want this to get too hot, but you can see what's going on there with all the different colors. Okay. Yeah, I do want to let it, you see it's just running. You can move it around if you want at this point as well too, but I just don't want to burn it. So I'm going to be going over now with the clear a little bit. Oh wow, I love this. Look what happened here. This caught some embossing powder where it was stamped, and it's just showing up beautifully. I'm still keeping them open because I want to make sure that I'm going to heat it up just a touch again. And I want to go over it again with the thick, kind of embedding everything underneath. And I'm going to do this another time too. And it's even crackling. It's looking beautiful. I should have poured more embossing powder in this bowl. I want to make sure that it will be thick enough. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to. Let me see here. You can do this with any color you please to do it with. Okay, so now I'm going to get a stamp ready. I'm going to get her all stamped up, and I want to use this color from Archival ink. It's coffee color, I think. So I'm going to get my biggest butterfly, and I'm just going to show you this one butterfly, but my intentions are to bring down a smaller one and then a smaller one. So I'll be doing 3 of these in this page. So I'm just going to stick it down here. And you know what, I'm going to close these for now because, like I said, this thing is pretty potent and it'll blow everything all over the place. And 1. So I just grabbed, you know, a little dab of each color. And, you know, depending on what you want it to come out, the outlook of it, you can put more color if you wish. So this is my coffee color from Archival. And I could have used black, but I prefer putting a brown on here. Just getting it ready, nice and inked up. I'm going to heat this up again. You want to make it nice and heated up. Make sure and it doesn't take long with that one. And put it in there. Hold it down a bit. If I remember well, I think you have to leave it, you know, for a little bit. You have to let it cool. This will not ruin your red stamps, you know, these red ones, but you have to be very careful with the clear stamps. I think you can do it, but you have to be careful. And there we go. There's a beautiful butterfly embedded in my page. And yeah, it gives a little bit of space in the book, but that doesn't matter. You're sending out one page, which is so cool about this too. And me living in Italy, I have nobody here to send to in Italy, so mine are all internationals, and that will be great for me too. And yeah, so then I will be doing, you know, this half side and this half side. And this is going to be, you know, my big spread. What I do want to, I won't probably write down, you know, butterflies make the world more beautiful, something like that on this side. Um, It'll kind of be a little surprise for who receives it after, so that way they don't see the whole page completely finished. So there is my descript oh, what was it again? Deconstruct journal page. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. And until the next time, goodbye.